outrage.
That's the press spokesman there from the Green Party speaking to me a bit earlier on. Homeless, without power or transport in a coastal disaster zone. Millions in the northeast of the US are now counting the cost of the deadly storm. But before hitting the US, Sandy devastated parts of the Caribbean too, destroying homes and killing over 70 there. However, most global broadcasters largely skip that, focusing their attention instead on the US and New York. Let's talk to Lajos Szaszdi, he's an international affairs and defence analyst, about why that might be. Why is it happening then? First question.
Well, because New York, which has been affected, New York City, is, as we know, well, the capital of the financial world, and also a very important city for the media, for all its appeal, its economic power, etc., all the glittering around New York City. So the fact that the Hurricane Sandy went straight towards the region of New Jersey and New York, affecting New York City directly and nearby New Jersey, that of course was going to be news, and the fact that it was the greatest hurricane to hit the eastern seaboard of the United States, apparently in recorded history, and the fact that, well, parts of lower Manhattan were flooded, tunnels of the metro system were also flooded, etc. So I believe that's the reason why much attention was paid, because of the importance of the region, and everybody was centered on that, of course.
News programmes have a finite amount of time, I understand that. I mean, no one's denying it's a hugely important story for New York, especially the stock exchange, etc. But equally as important, I guess, that 70% of Haiti's crops were destroyed by Sandy as well.
Yes, of course. We have to consider that there are different the differences in purchasing power parity between the United States and countries like Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, that were terribly affected, particularly Haiti and then Cuba. Of course, the damages calculated in the eastern province of Cuba, Santiago, the damages have been estimated in $100 million, and apparently 130,000 homes were destroyed or partially destroyed only in the city of Santiago, alone in that city. And that's without considering the damages to crops, the destruction, as you say, in Haiti, of 70% of the crops of maize, banana, planters. So definitely that perhaps in monetary terms, the damages suffered in Haiti and Cuba are far less than the estimated so far $50 billion in damages in the United States. But all these people in Haiti, it's their livelihood. No, they could starve, and the same would
be. What have we done to help them just 2 years on after that awful earthquake?
Well, there are efforts. The United Nations have been trying to conduct help aid. Well, we have seen also that some of that effort has backfired, like the case of the cholera epidemic, apparently introduced by Nepalese blue helmets. But we can only hope that the international community is going to try to do something for them. Well, Russia has been sending aid to Cuba. Venezuela has been sending aid, I believe, to Haiti, to Cuba as well. So these countries have money. The United States, well, probably they are going to help as well, but they are going to try to put, that aid to use first at home.
Lajos, while you're there, last 30 seconds, very quickly. Back on home soil, Barack Obama and Mitt Romney have been accused of turning storm relief efforts into another chance to win support ahead of the election, despite officially suspending their campaigns. How do you view it?
Well, it's going to be interesting, particularly the argument used by Romney before the storm early this year to try to neutralize or eliminate the Federal Emergency Management Agency that distributes and manages the federal aid to the states that are being affected by natural disaster. So it would appear that FEMA is now important. It shouldn't be dissolved. And perhaps it might appear that now that Romney is campaigning in Florida, that he's kind of far away from the suffering of the people in those states that perhaps he has been told not to go because those states are mainly Democratic. So perhaps his advisors have told him, don't bother going to New York, to New Jersey, because after all, New England, they are going to vote for Obama anyway. And in fact, he should be in those states to try to show his human side. But it's interesting that he's now in sunny Florida instead of being in New England and the northern states that have been affected.
They found you another 30 seconds. I can ask you another. Is Obama in a better position than Romney right now, being the current president? Do you think he can gain a political point if he handles this storm relief effort well?
If he handles it well, I believe it will, but it depends, of course, on the independent of those who are independent voters. If they are going to see that, appreciate it, and of course, it all depends if Obama manages it well, the situation, and appears presidential, and that helps comes fast, as fast as it's possible, because the extent of the disaster has been great. So we shall see, what happens in the next week, before the elections.
Yep.
But there are others who are going to see, perhaps they are going to blame it on the economy. They are going to say that, now with this disaster, we need a president that is going to bring a new policy to try to rebuild this country, not just because of the dire economic situation that already was there, but also because of this added burden to try to rebuild after the disaster. So it depends on the opinions of people. It's hard to tell, no? We shall see, of course.
There's always someone or something to blame, isn't there, Lajos? Thanks for being on the line, Lajos Szaszdi there.
Thank you.